It's in all of us. The internal compass that always points us here. Here is the place where we pursue our passions, where we simplify, reconnect, and make the most of every moment. And wherever here is for you, we'll be there. Michelob Golden Light. You are here.
December 2020, and it's the after party brought to you by Michelob Golden Light.
Hell yeah, best stuff on the planet. Wayne! What's your problem? Input, output? What's your frequency, Kenna?
Yeah, what's the frequency there, Ken?
Built in.
Is this genius advertising mind, right? He comes up with these awesome taglines and commercial ideas. So he's just an advertising genius, but he's super troubled. He's got a lot of demons.
Right.
And then you watch the growth of this advertising company, and there's some dice
they get into. It's just a super fun run, but
I might give it another
the performances
whirl.
are awesome.
I got like 3 episodes in, and I'm like, yeah,
it's just character.
This ain't my
It's
thing.
super character driven, and it's much slower than a lot of the shows that we're used to. So if you're looking for gunfights and deaths and things like that, there's almost none of that in this show.
Yeah,
It's just
right.
It's whether or not they land a deal or not, right? Whether or not the advertising campaign works. Do they lose this client? Do they lose that client? Does she have to sleep with that guy to keep the account? It's just a really well put together drama. It's spectacular.
Is that why you don't watch it? Because was it that show that your wife's like, I'm not fucking watching this?
Yeah, we only made like the first episode, and it was so degrading to women that she was like, I'm not watching this.
If she ever is willing to give it a chance,
She will.
The Elizabeth Moss character, and again, by the time at that point
She's
she was
great.
nobody. Right
I
now
know,
she's
yeah.
a huge
She's
deal
a
with
huge-
Handmaid's Tale and other movies.
Huge deal.
But Elizabeth Moss, Janie Marie Jones, Christina Hendricks, a lot of them get crapped on in the first couple seasons, and you watch them slowly break out of it, right? You watch them climb the sexism ladder.
Right.
So, yeah, if she thinks the beginning's bad, it's almost like the Me Too shit in The Boys.
Yeah.
Right? It's they used it early, and then they showed you how awful the deep is,
right.
and then they build on top of that. That's the same thing with sexism and Mad Men. They laid the groundwork pretty early that this is what the 1960s were like. They're not glamorizing it. They're just saying this is what it was. It sucked.
Complete left turn. Yeah, we're back, by the way, audio-wise. Hi, everybody. Hi, Andy Anderson. John Creasel.
Oh, yeah,
Before
yeah,
he
yeah.
left.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're sure you can say this?
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
Well, yeah, he would have said it on this.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So remember he talked about in their sex ed class they had a box where you could put in questions. This is what he said. He wrote, "What is a queef?"
This is middle school, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is like he's 13 years old, 12, 13 kind of range?
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's what the teacher, whom he did not name, by the way.
Well, he did, to be clear, he did name a teacher. But
Wrong
we
one.
figured out, it's the wrong one. So it's not Miss R. Miss R, we love Miss R.
Yeah, Miss R was the hall monitor, apparently,
Right.
and he got the names wrong. And that is true. We're not just making it up to protect anybody.
Right.
Oh, hi, Fireworks Forever crew. I love you guys. Can't wait till July again.
No, take a break so we can talk about queefs.
Yeah, check this out. So he wrote, "What is a queef?" ? Put it in the box. She drew it out, said, "Good question. A queef is when air is released from the vagina after intercourse." And then she pauses for a second and says, "But it also might be the vagina asking for more."
All right, no
way.
No.
That's what he told us.
Okay.
That's what he told us.
Well, you and I have never heard of queef
John's
then.
got PTSD. There is no goddamn way
That's
a middle
what he
school
told me.
teacher
No way.
said
I'm
that might
calling
be it asking
He's
for
watched
more.
way
Yeah,
too
that's
much
a movie.
porn.
I guarantee you it's a
Yes.
movie that he is
Right.
somehow crossing the
Yes.
streams with.
Yes.
Or
That
that's what
didn't
what,
happen.
You know, Tommy Jackson, the class clown, just whispers on the side of his mouth in
Right.
the back row.
Oh,
That's what it
man.
was for us. It was. You know, they pulled the picture up there. There's the one smart aleck kid. They put the picture up there of like the anatomy of a vagina.
Oh, yeah.
And the kid in the back raises his hand. Why do you answer questions when people raise their hands, especially this kid? And he goes, "So it's like a double barrel shotgun you're saying?"
Oh
and the
my
whole
God.
class just got laughs.
And he's going
it's-
for the joke, of
Right.
course. He's not
Of course.
asking
Well, yeah,
that
of course.
seriously.
But
You don't wanna
the health teacher
learn.
takes it seriously and tries to keep it in a mature light to answer the question and not let it go out of control, which he did.
Yeah, I get it. I'm sorry. We've done this 20 years, and if we're rehashing high school stories again, the story of my speech class will always make me laugh. You guys know this quote? Remember this story?
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
This is when we had a female speech teacher, and one of our first projects was you were announced, right? And like, ladies and gentlemen, Corey Cove. You had to walk to the podium, and people, the audience, everybody in the class had to learn that you're supposed to clap the person all the way to the podium so there's not awkward silence. You're doing the speaker a favor, right? Like, I'm going to clap so you get all the way to the front. So you get announced, you walk to the front, you wait for the applause to stop, you pause, you take a deep breath, and you say a quote and who it's from. And then you wait for applause, thank the crowd, then you slowly walk back to your seat until the applause ends. Like, it was this whole process to learn how to be a public speaker.
Okay.
So you could pick any quote in the world, that was all it was. And I think I've said the guy's name in the past, but I won't say it again.
Yep.
But we got a room filled with 30 kids, 15 gals, 15 guys, and again, a female
so
speech
good.
teacher. And I won't say his name. Kid gets introduced, walks to the front of the class like he's Gumby, right? He's bouncy and stringy. He is so excited to say his quote. And he walks to the podium, the applause dies, and he goes, "All right, Hooters, Hooters, yum, yum, yum. Hooters, Hooters on a girl that's dumb. Al Bundy." and the teacher goes, I won't say his name. He goes, I'll say it first. He goes, "Nathan! Get out of here!" He's like, she was like, "I will not have the women in my class degraded." And he's like, What? As he's bouncing back, he was going to bounce back to his seat, but she just goes, "Get out of here!" Kicked him out. She was like steaming red, so mad. And of course, even the gals in the class were trying not to laugh because it was super awkward. It was funny as hell.
Oh, yeah, that's funnier than shit.
And the fact that she got so pissed. And he was like, "What? What did I do?" It's like, did you really think you could say Hooters, Hooters, yum, 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 Hooters, Hooters on a girl that's dumb and get away with it when you're in high school? Are you dumb? I'll never forget it though. I mean, it was
Brilliant.
It's maybe the hardest I've ever laughed and not laughed, right? Where you have to hold it in because I didn't want to gut laugh. She was in rage mode, right? She may have been like, Corey, you get the fuck out of here too. But I'd be like, come on.
Yeah, it's funny.
This is hilarious.
Yeah, that shit's funny.
So I was, biting my lip trying not to gut laugh. And I was almost in tears because I'm like, I can't believe he just did that. It was legendary. And he had to take the class the following semester. He got ejected from the class. Had to retake it, I think, 6 months later.
Wow.
I love that bit.
I'm sorry for taking your mic, Zach. I have to believe, Paul, that you and your crew have those moments.
Oh.
Hold on, John.
Yeah,
We'll get to John, but when we come back, I want to hear some of that.
Hold
because,
that thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creasel.
Yeah.
Can you hear everybody in this room pretty easily or not?
Yes.
You're telling me this gal legitimately said that might be a vagina asking for more?
We're recording on the podcast,
He knows.
FYI.
Yeah.
Okay.
She says it was. Yeah. It was my question I put in the box. I was like, among all the things, I'm sure there was a handful of them she'd look at and throw away. But that one, she goes, it's actually air being trapped in there, and she goes, I think of it as the vagina asking for more.
Come on.
Yeah.
But she meant more air?
Imagine this day and age. That shit would never happen.
Yeah, you'd get fired for that.
That's an immediate firing.
Yeah.
Was she?
No, it's not.
It's fucking funny back
Yeah,
then.
right.
But
Was she
it's
like
funny now.
Was she a young horny teacher, an old horny
No.
teacher?
No, she was. She'd been through she'd been around the block a few times.
Wood hockey.
I tell you, she was like, she was a cool health teacher that you could ask anything about. So and I think her whole goal was to joke about it, to get people to talk about it, because that stuff's important. But man, I didn't expect to hear that. I think I was in 9th grade, because I think I was at North Campus. But yeah, we laughed our asses off.
That's the best.
Yeah, whoever asked that question was genius.
See, I told you guys. I didn't
My
believe a word
God.
I said, Crease.
I'm many things, but a liar is not one of them.
No, that's very true.
Love you, brother.
Love you guys.
Bye.
See you, buddy. Bye bye. Told you.
I just.
It's
Yeah, I
unbelievable.
mean, that's fireable. If your kid came home and said that, you'd be like, what the
Right.
fuck is this teacher doing? Well, if you were a dad, you'd laugh. My dad would have laughed. And he would have been like, you were in class?
We had my shop teacher my senior year was going through a bad time in his life, like his,
Oh, yeah.
And,
sauce?
and he would just sit in the shop with us and smoke cigarettes.
Hell yeah.
Right. And we didn't do anything.
Mail it in.
We didn't do anything. I think we built a table like a stool early in the year. And then we were supposed to make screen print our own t-shirts. Like that wasn't part of shop class. He
was selling them.
He was
Yeah,
done.
you
Yeah,
were
he was
working
he
for
was
him.
just done. He didn't care at
Wait,
all.
so I'm not trying to age you,
yeah.
but you could smoke cigarettes in school?
No, of course you could not.
Oh,
no,
I was
you
like,
just
Jesus.
there was a paint thinner and stuff. We were in shop class. He was hoping he flicked the wrong.
Most shop teachers don't give a flying fuck.
He did.
Yeah.
He was done.
We had one that didn't fucking care.
No.
Yeah.
We
What
had,
were you saying, Zach?
Well, in Spanish class back in, I don't know, I think it was like 8th grade, which, by the way, I can't imagine a worse profession in the world than being a Spanish teacher in a middle school. I mean, because we didn't give a fuck, and nobody cared, and so I mean, there was but I guess I would say the first couple weeks, you didn't even need to be told to leave the class. He would just point at the door, and you would just leave. Because he knew you were talking too much, or whatever.
Right.
And so there was a point where during the year where we did a thing where we would ask, how do you say this in Spanish? And he would respond in Spanish.
Sure.
And this kid, a friend of mine, raised his hand. He goes, how do you say double wrap it before you tap it? The teacher starts the point thing, but just breaks down in laughter.
Nice.
That's funny.
And it was like a cute, very inappropriate moment, but very cute. And he didn't get sent out. It just, I think it was cute.
My shop teacher was named Mr. Sturbance, but he called himself Mr. S, and he wanted us to call him Mr. S. And he had a very strange way of talking, and he really, really liked to do reduced fractions. So he'd be like, you got to measure it to 5 6/16 or 3/8. He was basically like the Bears.
Yeah.
But then whenever he would go through the safety, it was always what little Timmy did. He'd go, little Timmy would come up to me and he'd say, hey, Mr. S, can I use the bandsaw? And I'd
Is it
say,
chocolate bear?
and I'd say to Mr. Timmy, or I'd say to little Timmy, I'd say, anyway, I don't want to go through the whole thing. I'm not going to improv.
No, please, I love it. It's a great impression.
But he also, not only was he very particular about the A-frame, and where you would hang you hang all the saws on the A-frame, but he also he was just the soup Nazi when it comes to the hall pass, like to ask to go to the bathroom. Because we had these log books in middle school, we had to like check in. Did you guys have anything like that? So like, we had log books that were like required on you at all times, and I don't remember the exact purpose, but like teachers had the ability to like write notes in them and stuff like that. So little Timmy comes up to me and he says, "Hey, Mr. S, can I use the bathroom?" And I say to little Timmy, "Do you have your logbook signed?" And little Timmy says, "Well, no, Mr. S, I don't." "Well, then you're gonna have to hold it." he would go on like 5-minute
That's
scenarios
brilliant.
where little Timmy didn't have his fucking logbook
He's just
signed.
trying to get to the end of the hour.
Yeah, and Mr. Sturbins was super funny, man. He made me laugh. But man, just waiting for him to take any fraction and reduce it was like a dramatic, the dramatic hamster or whatever video.
Right.
The whole class was on pins and needles waiting to see what is 10/16 reduced to. That's 5/8.
Brilliant.
Thanks, Mr. S.
I do have a vague memory of in the back of our planners, a logbook or something like that where your passes were or something like that. But Paul, I want to get back. I want to know what Luke, I want to know what Randy, and what was Sean, like a really good student or?
Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know what high school Meat
yeah.
Sauce's crew.
They
was
were
like
all
in
I
health
mean,
class.
I had to take health class a couple of times because I would.
Be so unhealthy.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah. I was the. I was
you
the.
weren't listening,
I was
little
the,
Timmy.
I was the before picture in a lot. No, but like, I was just. We were not. So I was never really in their classes because I was in like. They would be in like classes you would take as a senior, and I'd be taking classes you would take as a sophomore. So I was never really in any of their classes, and I was just such a giant fuck up. But like, we were just. I mean, I don't know. We were respectful to the teachers, but we would just do dumb shit. Like I remember one time, this kid threw a giant smoke bomb in the hallway, and immediately I'm walking down after it's all over, and they get everybody in the hall, and there's a. I'm like, oh fuck! They're like, it's the principal. He's like, come here, and I'm like, okay. I go to the principal's office. He goes, well, we're gonna have to expel you, and I'm like, for what? He's like, the smoke bomb. That was obviously something you would do. And I'm like, no, I didn't do it. And then they found out who it was because they had video of it. But I would get accused. It was always me.
What school with no evidence just goes, that just seems like something
that's
you
just
would
what
do.
it was,
Like,
though.
If they know that your dad's
went to
an
you
attorney,
before. They don't. I don't
They'd
even.
always go to me. It was
I don't even need to
always-
see the video. We're just gonna go
got
straight
you.
to
We're
the
gonna
Yeah,
sauce.
We're
no,
gonna expel you.
it was always.
that seems
oh,
like a
yeah.
sauce thing.
And I would go into detention, and then it was. But like, I remember one time. Remember the Chuck Knobloch thing? When Chuck Knobloch, when he returned with the Yankees, it was like there were like 4 days left of school, and I remember going in the next day, and I'll never forget. The teacher looks at me, who fucking hated me, hated my fucking guts, and she's like, "Obviously that was you." And I look at her, I go, I forgot exactly what I said, but I'm like, "No, I did not. I wasn't at the game." And she's like, "You can leave if you want." She fucking hated me.
Wonder why?
Well, yeah, but it was like, it was just sometimes like there were certain teachers I just fucking loved, but there were some that when they got me on their, I'm sure when they got me on their fucking class, whatever it's called, was like, fuck him.
Yeah.
He's not gonna try. He's just gonna fucking come in here and hit on every chick that's in the classroom.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, I mean
How'd that work?
I mean,
Success rate?
I
not
mean, I
great?
was 315 pounds. How you imagine? But yeah,
I don't think it went well.
Yeah, I bet it did.
I mean, I remember
I
one
was like
time-
140 pounds and struck out,
remember
so it wasn't just about
yeah.
weight.
Remember the
I did
sci-
awful in high school.
Remember the science classes where they had like where you could sit like where they would do like the experiments and all that, and they'd have the water thing, and some of the water things would have like that nozzle on it. Well, I remember a buddy of mine, I was like, hey, I forgot who it was. I think it was, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, hey, point that nozzle thing up. I'll buy you lunch if you point that nozzle thing up and you spray that in the middle of the teacher's talking. So he points it up and he fucking just blasts this kid with the water. And immediately it was that same thing. Paul, out! And I'm like, I didn't do it.
Even though you
Even though I baited him into doing it. But yeah,
Well, I wonder why they were so suspicious of
No,
you.
but there were some teachers that
every
just
prank.
there were teachers that just absolutely loved me. But then there were some that they fucking hated me.
And maybe this is an exaggeration, maybe it's a true story, but really think about this though. If you're the teacher, all of you guys, think of everybody out watching and listening. Because I was listening to the Brian Oak podcast with Meat Sauce Paul Lambert. It was the third one Oak ever did, right? Mm-hmm. And he asked Sauce about what he was like as a student. And Sauce said, and it would be one thing if he said, I never took my book.
Sure.
I never, Sauce never even took a pencil to
Yeah,
class.
that's true. My senior year, I'd show up with nothing. And
How did you not fail?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. They just wanted to get rid of you.
Yeah,
right?
they wanted to get rid of me. And I mean, when most of you guys always talk about all the time, like your senior year when you'd have like 4 classes, I'd take a full slate because I was behind. I remember one time the science teacher, who will remain nameless because she still works there,
She taught with no name.
told me that if I showed up when everybody did I think it was my sophomore year, and I think it was when Minnetonka went to the state, like the game before the state championship, and everyone had the excuse.
Basketball?
Yeah. And she's like, if you stay, we'll get you through the test. Because I was just terrible. I'm just not a good student. And she failed me. And from then on, it was just, I basically just.
So wait, you
stopped.
did go to the game?
No, I stayed.
Even though she said if you stay, I'll get you through it?
Yeah, and she didn't. And I'm like, what? But I would be.
You can't argue that. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't go to
right.
the administration and
Yeah.
say she told me.
Right.
Cheat
But I
sheet."
remember I'd get a test on something and I'd look at it and I'd be like, motherfucker, I have no idea. And I just
I'll tell you what, man,
Handed in.
and this is credit to my parents, and I try to parent like this too.
Yeah,
I definitely, I was never for one second afraid of my parents violently abusing me. I was parented by the fear of disappointing my parents.
yeah. And
So I never really got in trouble in school. I always got good grades because I'm like, man, I can't fail this class. How do I tell my mom or dad that I failed math or something?
oh man, I mean.
So that was my
Yeah.
driving force to get A's and B's was always telling my parents
Yeah,
that I
and
didn't fail a class.
Obviously, I have wonderful parents, but I don't know. I went to school to fucking hang out, chat with people. It was.
Well, it worked out, but I think
Yeah.
you kind of defied the
But
odds. My
I
guess
did.
is
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of people in your spot do not
I'll
have the
tell
success
anybody,
you had.
right? And I'll tell anybody listening. I regret it, and I'm not saying this.
You said that on the podcast.
I regret it every day.
Yeah.
Every fucking day.
What part
I
of
mean,
it, though?
just that I never.
The effort part or
The
the
effort
actual
part.
learning?
I remember I got in second grade. My teacher gave me, we'd get
You drew a blue duck because you just wanted to see a blue duck.
Non-sufficient, is that a word?
Yeah.
Insufficient.
But
you would have
we would
known
get,
that
like-
if you would have stayed in class.
But there was something we would get
Was this your English teacher?
No, this is my second grade teacher. I forgot what it was.
This
but
was
I got
my
like
non-Spanish class.
He was
I got
16 years old.
Yeah, I
by
was
the way.
25. I was just there yesterday, and she gave me for effort the worst you could get, and I'm like, I'm in second fucking grade, and I'm not kidding. It was like you
Yeah.
get like an E for excellent.
Yeah. That's for satisfactory.
And then
said
an N,
yourself.
wasn't it
for
an N?
needs improvement.
Needs improvement,
Yeah.
correct.
You said to yourself as a second grader.
My effort is, and I know it's a big issue of mine, and I regret it all the time. But in middle school, I did okay because I got pretty good grades in middle school, and then even a little bit in elementary. But once I got to fucking high school and realized how cool it was, school was literally the last thing I wanted to do. And my parents were super disappointed. My mom still talks about it, and it upsets me, man.
I think we should move forward then by saying that you have an 8th grade education.
Yeah, I pretty much do.
Because
Yeah,
it sounds like you
You
quit
just quit.
after 8th.
Oh yeah, but and this is the difference with me and other people, and if we open a vein here, the least and worst thing you can tell me is, you're not any good at that. I just stop. I'm not going to try harder or anything. It's just bad, and I learned that, and that's basically why school is so important. Because a lot of the fucking skills I have now, I had as a kid. And it's because I didn't fucking care.
Wait,
and I
what do you
hated
mean
that.
with the skills you have now that you had as a kid?
Well,
What do
I
you
mean, I don't know, just shit that I did as a
You mean
kid.
habits, not
habits,
skills.
habits, yes, that I still have now, and I regret it every second of my life.
How
Well, it's never too late to change. You're only 46 years old.
38.
What?
how did you do on your standardized testing?
And
Oh,
I.
man, I don't even remember.
Because that was the biggest issue I had, because I was a horrible student, but I did really good testing wise.
Yeah,
So that my teachers really hated me because they're like, "You could do all this. Why don't you do it?" And I go, "Because
Yeah.
I'd rather play Call of Duty." And
Right.
you know,
But test anxiety is a real thing. Didn't you say Alex had that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alex had that. My nephew Drew had that. My daughter Bailey's got it a little bit too, where they can comprehend it, they retain it, they got effort, they don't need a needs improvement thing, and then test day comes and they panic.
Yeah.
And it's not that they didn't try; it's just they have test anxiety.
Did you try in high school, Corey?
Absolutely.
When you were and you said it was the fear of failure. Do you think it's because your dad was like
Super
I don't know,
smart?
was a scientist, or what was he?
Yeah,
officially?
chemical engineer.
Yeah.
I mean,
Did it come
definitely.
from that?
But high school and college, they always said like, you know, luckily we have the means to help pay for your college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to have a part-time job in high school. We're not living check to check. So your job is school. They made it very clear that
That's
you know,
great
that-
parenting.
that as long as that is your priority, we got your back. So I didn't ever want to blow the chance. I didn't want to go to college and flunk out and be like, now I'm on my own and I got to pay for college on my own. Like they said, and that's what I tell my girls now, even Bailey at 15, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can spend all day with your friends. You can have 6 jobs, 1 job, 0 jobs. As long as you're getting A's and B's, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
That starts changing, your life's going to start changing, right? Because your priority has to be school when you're a kid.
I
Has to
wish
be, number one.
I have the regret that I wish I had just engaged more in high school. Like I wouldn't put the effort into studying. I wouldn't. And again, I was able to succeed with that. But I do look back at it and think like, I don't think my life would have been that vastly different from where I am now
Sure.
and what happened after high school and whatever. But I was like Paul, but maybe to a tamer degree. I was there for social hour and to goof off and I remember army men crawling out of like block classes to like go hang out with my friends at lunch, past the teacher's desk or right past her desk out the door to go because I was just bored. I was bored in high school. That's what it was. And I just didn't want to.
I'm telling you, man. One of the really weird twists now with this distance learning, specifically for Bailey, who's a freshman now at Wayzata, although she's never stepped foot on campus yet because this is her freshman year, of course, is I actually kind of love that she is an adult now because they're giving her like, here's your Zoom classes, here's your windows of where you have to be engaged, you have to be on camera, you have to be in the class. She has like multiple hour-and-a-half breaks. So
college.
It is exactly like college. It's basically saying, you know the projects you have due or papers you have due or chapters you have to read, but we're not going to make you sit in a prison for 8 hours and be bored out of your mind or be socially anxious. It's just, if you want to go take a nap, great. You want to have lunch or go watch TV, great. She's an adult. She's basically a college kid working with time management as a 15-year-old. It's kind of awesome.
I would have thrived, I think, in that environment.
She is too.
Because my
She's
biggest
kicking ass
issue
right
is
now.
I'd sit in that classroom and my mind would wander all over the place, and it's actually like when I'm on the show here, and you're like, I'm going to sleep or whatever. My mind is always thinking, and I had you talk about
Sick
God,
Greg.
Thank you. But I would have, my senior year I spent at mostly in an alternative learning center because my grades were so bad that I needed to have like these other classes to try to catch up so I can graduate on time. But I would, I would have to actually drive to my main school for the first hour, and then I have to drive to this ALC place for second hour and beyond. And this is how bad of a kid I was, and I feel awful because I feel bad what I did to my mom, particularly
Giving her COVID.
giving her COVID. That was the tipping point. But I'd go there, and then I'd have like gym class hour 2, gym class like we play games, and I wouldn't give a shit. I'd sleep in my car while listening to PA at 9 a.m.
Wow.
And that was a common thing, and I almost failed gym class because I was such, and I wish I could go back and change a lot of things, and it's amazing how little I cared about it, but thank God I'm here because I should have ended up, in a, I don't know, failing somewhere.
Well, give it time.
Yeah, you got time. How about this? Anybody have this regret? Because when I got to college, I always felt like it was a job. I didn't really get into the social scene at the University of Minnesota. And when I took a class, it was just, how do I get an A or a B by any means necessary? I don't really care about this class. It's just about the end game, right? What my score is going to be. I look back, there's definitely classes like philosophy that I did well in, but I was going through the motions, right? I was learning it just long enough for the test, and then it was out of my head. I as a 40-year-old now, I would love to go back and see what I wasted not learning, right? Taking 4 months of a philosophy class, and I think I could talk to you about what I learned for about 14 seconds, right? I could give you like 1 or 2 things from Descartes, and the rest of that like 4-month stretch is eliminated from my brain because it was just there as a mechanism to get those credits and to keep moving.
Short-term memory.
It's just short-term memory. Yeah. What a waste of like an opportunity to truly learn something.
Did you live on campus?
I lived right off of campus. I never lived in the dorms, but I lived off of Como.
See, and I wonder if that like has a different impact. Obviously, I went to
100%. I regret that
school,
for sure.
Smaller school, but especially freshman year, probably differing hobbies and whatnot.
No doubt.
But like the freshman year, we would get through class, get through whatever homework we did, and we'd goof off all the rest of the day to the wee hours of the night. And like J-term, do you guys know what that is?
Yeah, of course. Yep.
I don't know if that was a thing or not. But like,
it's like
that was
1
the best.
month. It's like a January. It's like a 4-week class, so you don't have to
one
take a full
class a
semester.
day.
One class. Just
For like 3 or 4 hours.
So it's for some. So if for example, if you failed the class, or if you were behind or something, or that you would take a J term instead of having the month off.
Oh.
So you didn't really want to take a J term unless you wanted to get done with college faster, or for whatever reason you were behind.
And sometimes there were different. Sometimes there was like a study abroad during that period of time, or a different course that they didn't offer, like almost like an elective styled kind of course.
Yep.
But anyways, one class, typically you can choose a morning class or an afternoon class. Everyone chose the afternoon class. But we'd play broom ball all night and video games into the wee hours of the
Just
night.
partying.
Sleep till 11 and go to class for a couple hours and then just goof off again. And that was like part of that experience. And again, for everyone in every school, it happens in different ways. But I wonder if that, like, you were living just off campus, or like affected the.
And I was living with
experience.
high school buddies, so that's I never went out of my way to socialize with new college friends, and that's part of the issue. If I could do that over again, I would definitely pick a. And this is no shot at the University of Minnesota because I had no complaints about it in general. Because again, not because of the way I treated it, but I would pick a. I don't even care if it's a major university, but I would pick a college town where, you're in the middle of nowhere, and then boom, here's a giant university. Where the town,
Madison.
maybe, but even more like
Madison's-
Michigan, where it's like where the whole town is centered around the school.
Yeah,
Or
Ann
like, so a
Arbor's-
lot of the southern
Ann Arbor's
schools were-
sweet,
Right.
man.
Because man, I just felt like I was going to work, and then I would walk home, and sure, I walked through campus.
Right.
There were kids walking around with backpacks everywhere, but once I got home, it was like, yeah, that was my day at work. It just never felt like a school.
And there's
'Cause it
plenty
was
to do
downtown
for
Minneapolis.
entertainment outside of school.
Right.
Like it's not a school event. It's not a
Correct.
school.
I was
friends.
never forced to be a part of it. I didn't go to, what the fuck is it called, Spring Jam or whatever? I didn't go once.
Tommy
Why
loves
not?
it.
Didn't
No,
go once.
that's
Right. That's like never
blast.
cared to. I'm like, I'm not gonna go party with a bunch of frat boys for Spring Jam.
I think you'd
Well,
like
look
it.
at
I did that, and I didn't go there. Yeah, well,
Yeah, you were
You
the
lived
people I
on
was trying to
campus.
avoid.
Now look where I'm here.
Yeah, now look where you're here.
Yeah, look where I'm here. Yeah. Now look where I'm here is the name of this podcast today,
God,
by the way.
your English is
that-
absolutely
got that?
non-sufficient.
Dude, my English is really bad. Everything I do is really bad. But
Should we do the Blue Chew Spot live,
fuck you.
or should we
can.
do it? I mean, do you guys have the script in front of you, or
Yeah,
should
yeah,
we
yeah,
should we do that off the?
I don't care either way. You guys pick. Do we give them free advertising?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, they
Who
wail.
gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Paul didn't give a shit in second grade.
No, I didn't. It was bad, man. I admit it.
Yeah.
Look at
By the
me
way,
now.
think about this, because my youngest daughter's in first grade.
Yeah.
Do you know how little
She's smarter
you
than
have
I am.
to
I
try
guarantee it,
to
she's
have
smarter than I
No,
am.
but no, I'm not talking about smarts.
No, she is.
I'm sure she is.
Yeah, she
Kid smart.
yeah.
But do you know how little you have to try to stand out to a second grade teacher? Because most second graders kind of screw around. You got to reel them in once in a while. But if they are like, Paul doesn't try at all, you truly have
from one
to
of the
stand
greatest
out.
films of all time. I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, I mean, that's not easy to do.
Yeah, I'm a fuck up.
That's what we're learning too with all this distance learning stuff. A lot of elementary school is learning social etiquette, cues,
Yeah,
how to
sure.
take attendance,
Yeah.
how to sing the days of the week,
Right.
especially kindergarten. Like max course load, and then we can be done, is like half an hour a day.
Yeah.
He's in kindergarten, he's doing homeschool. Half an hour Abby works with him,
Yep.
and they may stretch it out a little bit longer, but the rest of a kindergarten's day is learning how to ask to go to the bathroom,
Exactly.
learning the routes of the school, learning how to do recess and put your boots on your own, like all those things.
That's what Harper right now has got full days, Mondays and Wednesdays, and then she has Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, almost exactly what you just said.
Right.
What time is it now? When we're recording this, 9:49? I bet she's done for the morning already.
Right.
It's like she's got the whole rest of the day. What a sweet way to do school if you're a first grader right now.
Yeah.
It's just a 1 year bit, but still.
All right, so we're gonna do the Blue Chew spot. You're gonna see magic created.
Yeah, this is the recording of a commercial that's going to air on major market morning radio.
Well, maybe.
And probably 3 to 6:30.
We'll see if it gets approved.
All right, where is this script? When did she send us this script?
She didn't send us a new one. So it'd be
No,
whatever
it's
we used last
yeah.
time.
Here, hold on.
Blue Chew Chewable.
Yeah, we got to find the script because there's certain things that we need to hit in the spot.
I think I just airdropped it to you.
Other than that, we can pretty much say
This
whatever
one,
we
the
want.
one from September
obviously.
22nd?
Yeah, that's close enough.
There,
That
I
would
just
probably
sent
be
to you.
it. Yeah.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready.
Hey, Sauce and Corey.
Hi, Chris.
What's wrong, man?
Man, you know what my wife's nickname is for me now?
What's
No.
that?
Dick can't get hard.
Oh, man, that sucks, dude.
Oh, wow. Dude, well, at least it's not cock doesn't work anymore.
It's so weird because Sauce and I were talking about before the show. We're like, you know, Hawk would be in such a better mood if his cock was just rock hard 24/7.
Yeah,
all the
Because
time.
Kim was texting us nudes and saying,
Yeah.
"Does this do anything for you? Because it's not doing anything for Chris."
Do you guys
Yeah.
remember when we were doing the show and I was young and I'd smack you with my dick all the time?
Dude,
Yeah,
It
you-
was so
yeah.
hard. You guys remember that?
I wish you were like
Shit.
that again. I wish
What's
there
the
was a way-
website?
FakeTaxi.com.
No.
all right, you guys be serious. It's fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
Here we go.
Calm
You ready?
your tits.
Hi, Sauce. Hi, Corey.
Yeah, what's wrong, dude?
What's my name?
Your name's Chris Hockey. Why are you so upset, hard cock? Wait, that's the nickname at the end of the script.
Paul
Damn
just
it.
had a stroke.
Yeah.
What's your name, Harcock? Just Tourette's kid
Word
over
association. Ready? Go.
Yeah, everybody, hard cock.
Okay, here we go.
here. This show's dumb.
Hi, Corey. Hi, Sauce.
Hi, Chris.
Dude, why are you so blue?
My name's Chris Hockey. And I have to admit, I can't get a hard on.
What?
As soon as you said my name's Chris Hockey, I knew.
Well, when I say, hey Corey, hey Sauce, one of you is gonna say, hey Hawk, what's wrong? So we identify me. All right?
Yeah, okay,
Shit,
go.
it's Radio 101.
Let's try it again.
All right,
Try it
again. Hi Corey, hi Sauce.
Hey, Limp Cocky.
Yeah, that's exactly.
It's the name of my new band. It's a Limp Bizkit
Hey,
tribute
soft
band.
schlong.
Here we go. Hi Sauce, hi Corey.
Hey, Hawk, what's up, man?
I'm a little down.
What's wrong?
Why?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm all droopy downstairs again. I can't.
Oh,
I'm
dude.
so
Oh,
old these
man.
days. I can't get. I just want to be able to get it on in the bed where I'm like straight and strong. I can't do it anymore.
Well, then you know the way to do that is Blue Chew Chewables. Chew it and do it with Blue Chew and BlueChew.com. It has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis.
Wait a minute. I remember you guys telling me about this before. Is this the stuff where I don't need a doctor's appointment?
Yeah, you don't need to do anything, man. Just go on BlueChew.com and they'll send it to you. No one will know. Plus, you don't like swallowing pills, so this works perfectly for you because it's chewable and it works in seconds.
Blue Chew chewables. I got it. And again, I can do this on an empty stomach. Am I right about
Empty
that?
or full
Yeah,
stomach,
yep,
absolutely.
yep.
And it can work quicker. Again, chew it and do it. And here's a great offer for everybody that's listening. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order free when you use the promo code KFAN. Pay just $5 shipping. That's BLUE Chew.com, promo code KFAN.
So the next time your wife's in the mood, 2055, and all you got to do is chew it and do it.
Now wait a minute. Let me ask you one more question. Is my neighbor know my dick is flaccid? Am I gonna get? Is this? I
No,
guess what I'm saying
no.
is
It
everybody in the
ships
neighborhood
discreetly.
going to know that I'm getting Blue Chew chewables?
No one will know
You know, I got a lot
that
of
Chris
pride.
Hockey in Maple Grove can't get a hard on.
This
Right,
is
you're
great
gonna.
stuff.
It's gonna come in a discreet box, and then so are you.
We almost made it. All right, hold on. I can edit that part out. So, Man, this
Wait, you didn't have to edit the part out 10 seconds earlier. You said, so my neighbors won't know if my dick gets hard. That was already the end of the edit.
all right.
We had already, mentally I had hit pause and said, all right, this is free balling.
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah. Well, you want to do that anymore?
So this is going to help me be viral. This is going to be brought to me. None of my neighbors are going to know me. I love this. Tell me one more time. What's the deal, man?
BlueChew.com, BLUEChew.com, promo code KFAN, paid is $5 shipping, promo code KFAN.
Chew it and do it, hockey.
I can't wait to fuck.
In the bedworm?
Did I say
In
that?
the bedworm?
You said bedworm at the
Gary,
I said bedroom?
Yeah.
Bedworm.
Bedroom.
That's what they call my penis, the
yeah,
bedworm.
I'll show you the new comments.
All right, guys.
Bye.
All right.
That's how you do Major Market Morning Radio. If anybody's in school for broadcasting, that's how it's done, everybody.
If I do a poor job editing, you'll never hear this show ever again. Peace out. Bye, everybody.
It's in all of us. The internal compass that always points us here. Here is the place where we pursue our passions, where we simplify, reconnect, and make the most of every moment. And wherever here is for you, we'll be there. Michelob Golden Light. You are here.